I saw on a YouTube video that the red Solo cup is an American thing. Let me know if you're not from the United States. Anyway, I don't love to do every cleaning project, right? None of us do. So what I do sometimes when I have some things that I really don't want to do is I might stack a couple of them in a day and just focus on that. And then the rest of the day it's binging Netflix, going shopping, painting my nails, doing things like that. So if you're like me, this one's for you. And I like to teach by showing because I tend to learn by doing. So I always like to kind of like bring you through my process. And then I also have a very yummy low-carb soup for you that my non-low-carb family absolutely adored. So stay tuned to the end for that. And I'm excited to get going.
First up, we're going to get my ironing done. So I had gotten some curtains for this living room because the cold air just comes whipping in. We had bought new windows with the promise. They were like, you're not going to believe how much oil you save, how much heat is, no. Windows are windows. Cold is cold. Maine is Maine. So I have these thermal curtains that I got at Walmart. They came in a pack of 4. I can't remember how much they were, but I can honestly say I have bought one panel for the price that I got all 4 of these. I'm going to end up only ironing and using one. First of all, I don't love ironing, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to work. And the one window I'm going to do is the window you can see now. And whenever we sit on this couch, you can literally feel the cold air coming in. So I knew if I put it in this window, then I would know whether or not it was going to work. And it did work. But the other thing I realized with it covering the outside is that if I put those in all of my living room windows, I would personally find it more depressing. And the cats love to look out those windows as well. I'm using a tension rod to just put it in the middle of the window or, in the window itself, not on the outside. And that does make it a bit harder to draw to the side. So I just spent, 24 hours thinking about it. And so I think what I'll do is hang another one. I don't know if it'll be today or not, but I'll hang another one and I'll see, can I gather it in the middle and tie it with a pretty bow, and will I see enough of the outside? Or if I pull it to the side with a hook, will I see enough of the outside? The reason I have shears on my windows is I really need light and I really need to see the outside. It's super important to me. Super important for me to not feel completely trapped and depressed. Growing up, my mother loved to have the windows covered. I think she just liked the uniformness. Okay, watch me put water in this iron and make a complete and total mess. I should have unplugged it, just brought it to the sink. Did I do that? No, then I'm going to put my phone down on the wet part of the ironing board. I'm just full of great ideas today. Anyway, my mother liked the uniform look of having the windows covered with a curtain, and she was always complaining because I would be pulling the curtains back because I needed to see outside. Isn't it funny how we tend to want whatever the opposite is of our parents? So I'm kind of just seeing how, open I need this tension rod. So it's so funny because I kind of had it opposite as far as what part you turn, and so I kept turning it the wrong way. But anyway, so I'm kind of just measuring and getting the tension rod ready to put in, and then I can put it in my curtain and get it up on the window.
Absolutely flawless in every way. That's the day I'm having.
Okay, procrastinated job number 1 done. You can see on the chair in my dining room to the left of me, I have a box full of projects, and then I also have things on the island. But this is about doing the couple of jobs that I've been procrastinating. If I can't get a lot done, as I said, I'm going to do some couple of things that I really don't like to do. And that way, when I have a super productive day, I can focus more on things I more enjoy. Also, I need to, under the island, get things more organized. I'm really hoping my husband will put a second shelf in there. But anyway, what I'm focused on in this moment is getting the kitchen floor swept, which it really needed, and then getting it mopped. As I said, I think in my last video, my steam mop, I cannot find the cloth pads for the steam mop. And so it has needed to be washed for a couple of months now. What I decided to just do that I wouldn't do all the time is to use a Swiffer. Whatever material you have for flooring, don't trust what you see on the internet, on YouTube, but look it up yourself. Make sure what you're using works well and won't cause any consequences that you don't want. For example, I had looked, but then it also is good to network. I love being on YouTube. I looked up whether or not I could use bleach on my plastic tub. I will never buy another plastic tub. I'm not in love with it. There's too much thinking that goes on what you can use to clean it, not clean it. Oh my goodness. Give me a durable material, which I thought plastic was. But when I put it up on the internet here on YouTube that I was cleaning with bleach, I mentioned it because I've only done it maybe twice. One of you said that you use bleach on your plastic tub and it yellowed over time. Talk about a nightmare. I really don't want my tub to yellow. So I so appreciated that feedback. So if you had been watching me and listening to me, then you would think, oh, well, if Karen uses bleach on her plastic tub and she looked it up on Google and Google said it was fine, surely it's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine at all. So I am still on the lookout for whatever I'm going to need to do with that tub to make sure. What I have is that minerals build up because I'm on a well. It's a well for our whole community, but a well all the same. There's minerals in the water and they cause browning. There's some dirt for you. I'm going to use like 5 of these because I don't use them much, so I don't mind wasting them because I have a ton of them. Anyway, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, it builds up as like a tan color. And so that's just what I battle all the time. And so even when we're cleaning the tub regularly, I notice that the tub cleaner I use that is, not harsh chemicals, doesn't really take care of that. So I don't know if it would just help if I was constantly washing the tub, doing it a lot more often. It's really like the ring around the tub that it happens to. It doesn't tend to happen on the shelving as much. It's easier to get off. I'm not quite sure why that is, but point being, here I am with my, I think this is vinyl flooring. I don't know. I got it at Lumber Liquidators. Honestly, not happy with it at all. I got the maple flooring you can also see to the left at Lumber Liquidators. Love it, but it is hardwood. Loved the person who installed it. And then this time, poor choices were made by me as far as this gray flooring. I love the look of it, but it had some weird spotting that happened once it was laid down, which makes no sense because it comes, all sealed and the whole thing. There's just been a few issues with it. Wouldn't recommend it. And I do know that I'm pretty sure I had read before, like Swiffer wasn't on the list of things that you could use to clean it. At the same time, I have used a steamer on it because I feel like a steamer isn't overly wet. And I had people say, don't use a steamer on it. So that's what I'm saying is you really got to do your own research. So I was going to do my dining room as well, but I didn't get to it. So that is what's going to be happening next, is getting the dining room taken care of, but it felt really good to get this done. And even to teach myself, it would only take a few minutes. And now I'm going to show you the stool that I got that's going to be in the makeup area. I cannot wait to do my little makeup area, but I'm making myself wait until I finish my home reset. So I need one more day of reset, and then I can start on my makeup area project.
Ooh. It's double-sided. This is the flat side, like to put your coffee on or whatever, and then the side to put your booty on. Yeah, and you can store some. $30. What a
Are there
deal.
legs for that?
That's a screaming deal. Yeah, right here. And I'm gonna do it all by myself. Don't you try to help me.
Okay.
The baby. Yep, there's 4 legs. And it has little stoppers on the bottom, little, I don't want to hurt your floor things on the bottom.
That's nice.
Step 1. I'll give his directions. Oh, what did I do with my phone?
What's going on with the baby?
Why? I don't know, I was sitting in my lap earlier.
Oh, see what I'm saying? He just looks so sad and pitiful.
He wants wet food that doesn't have dry food in it.
Oh,
He's protesting.
the baby.
What the heck? Why is this stuck?
Honestly, I used to feel bad for my husband that I would buy little furniture pieces from the internet and then he would have to put it together. But as you're going to see in the next few clips, I really don't need to feel badly at all. He was working and interrupted himself. And I love to give you little backgrounds of us kind of teasing each other and our dynamic.
That's correct, huh?
You don't?
No, I'm just asking. You sure?
No?
I mean, you got the round edge correct, right? And here, so it should be.
Okay. I thought you were telling me I was doing it wrong. Don't
No.
block my shot, babe.
I'm just
Hey,
saying.
you're blocking my shot with your
What's
big fat
shot?
butt.
What are you doing?
I'm filming.
Oh.
It's this weird thing I do. It's called content creator.
Oh, wow.
I work for the man.
I worked for the man.
That Google man. You couldn't say that I was going to put something together without you.
No, I didn't. It
You're
had nothing to
jealous.
do with that. I'm just
You're
helping.
jealous.
Look at that.
What if she could do it on her own?
She can do it.
What's
on her
my
own.
role?
My wife has always been able to do it. There you go. Look at that. Has a nice look to it.
Yep.
Is that the color you were going for?
That was the price I was going for. Let's just say that. The gray, yeah.
So many of you mentioned how you and your husband love to tease and kind of rib each other, and that's our dynamic. Always has been. Before we even dated, when we were friends, we did the same thing. Also, I don't know if you noticed at the beginning of this clip, Woozy walking by behind me, but he is on his way to the kitchen, hoping to convince the girls that he has not eaten. He eats 3 times a day. We divide his food up into 3, but that is just not enough for him.
I put something together.
Good girl.
It's a whole new world.
What's she saying? I know that. Maybe you can ask her dad.
He already ate.
He did?
I fed him. Actually, Dad fed him. But I saw me.
Maybe you can ask her dad. beautiful.
And then, if I want to use it like an end table, I put this side up.
Ooh.
And if I want to use it like a stool or to sit on, to put my feet on,
Ooh.
$29.99.
That's cute.
All you girls should get.
Oh, there were instructions.
You want it.
I
I said all you girls should get one of these. That's not an expensive price, and you sit down and do your makeup all day.
Okay, here's the stool. I'm so excited. It has the little things on it so it doesn't scrape the floor. But what I love, in case you couldn't see downstairs, it has a place for me to keep stuff. If I want to sit on it, put my feet on it, I put it this way. If I want to use it as a little side table to put my drink on, I use it this way. I wasn't going to show this to you till I was ready to do my makeup area, but I just couldn't wait. Let's say I want to sit and relax. See? I can put it here and have it this side. Put my drink on it while I sit and read a nice book. Isn't that lovely? Have my little drink on it. Or I could have it like this. I could even put books in it if I wanted to. I could have my feet up after a long day of cleaning, or I could use it to sit down, which I will show you when I have my makeup video, my makeup area video, which should be next week. But I had to get my house under control first. To say it's been forever since I've wanted to wash the floors. I was supposed to wash them before Christmas. Didn't happen because we couldn't find the pads that go on my steamer, so then I had to be like, okay, I am just going to use the Swiffer, even though I'm probably not supposed to use the Swiffer on my vinyl plank flooring, whatever. There's been worse things on it, and it's chipped and done things ever since I got it. I'm not a big fan of it. So I'm not overly concerned, and I'm just going to buy new pads for my steamer. It was a steamer given to me by a brand, but I'm sure if I do a search on the brand, I will be able to find. I hope the brand is on the steamer. I do remember having something that didn't have a brand name on it. I hope that wasn't what it is, but I put it together. Booyah! Who am I right now? Baby steps. So easy. But hey, maybe the next one won't be as easy and I'll still put it together.
I have another low-carb, yummy recipe for you today. This one was a big hit. And I love a good soup, especially in the winter. But honestly, I eat soup 12 months a year. This one we love so much. My daughters were eating it as well as me. So I was really glad I did 5 servings. It is a soup. It's a cheeseburger soup. But I made it. It's really dairy-free because you put the cheese on the top when you eat it out of the bowl. So it's great if you have anybody dairy-free because they can just eat it their way and use their own cheese. I did less tampering with this recipe, except for the fact that I did not have any celery, and it called for 3/4 cup of celery. And I did not have any 90% lean ground beef, so I am using 98% lean ground turkey. And honestly, I love ground turkey, so it was not an issue for me. I'm making 5 servings, so it called for 1 pound and 4 ounces of 90% lean ground beef, and I did spray the bottom of my pan with avocado oil, but if you had a nonstick pan, then you could just use that. You can see me actually, sometimes the notification that I got a YouTube comment will come up, and if it's, sometimes I just interrupt myself and give an answer right then and there. It actually helps me. And then it also called for 1/3 cup of chopped onions, so I have that onion chopped to my left right there. I'm just cooking the ground turkey until it's brown, and then you would add the 1/3 cup of onion and the 3/4 cup of diced celery. Now, if you are part of the Optivia community, you're like me and you're saying, hey, wait a minute, I thought I wasn't supposed to eat onion, but I suppose it's because of how little onion is, how much, I can't talk, that there's not much in there. I would assume that that's why. One unique thing about this program is it seeks to keep the carbs and the protein even in every meal. And that helps your, insulin stay steady in your body. So if you notice when you look in the store at different protein bars, you'll still see the carbs being way higher than the protein or them not being even. Once the ground turkey was cooked, I added 1 can of diced tomatoes. It called for a can and a quarter, and that's because I'm doing 5 servings, which is a little weird. And then 3 3/4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. I just added the whole box. If anything, I like to have things a little extra brothy, so I never worry about how much is in there. And then I noticed this teaspoon had some flour on it, so my gluten-free daughter would not like that. So I got that cleaned off, and then I'm adding 2½ teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. Yep, I'm like everyone else. I don't know how to say it. You can't tell the Worcestershire is in there, but I could tell it gave it a depth of flavor that I really did like. And then once I had that in there, I'm adding 1 1/4 teaspoon of dried parsley. So I just took a teaspoon and I made it, heaping. You can measure parsley with your heart. And then salt and pepper is also what it calls for. I thought it called for nutmeg, but that's for the recipe that I'm looking at doing next. So next video, you should see a broccoli and cheese soup recipe that is also low carb and healthy. Here I am adding the salt. It called for 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of ground pepper. I don't love a ton of ground pepper, so I just sprinkled it on top. Now you're done. You're just simmering it. I'm tasting the broth to see if there's anything I feel like I need to add to it. I added a little bit more salt. Actually, I take that back. It's not done. So I let that boil, brought it to a boil so that all of the spices and such incorporated themselves. And then it calls for 8 3/4 cups of baby spinach. So that would be fresh baby spinach. You wouldn't want to put 8 cups of frozen baby spinach. That would be nasty. I did not have any baby spinach at all. And so this is me. I use what I have. I try not to go out and buy a bunch of ingredients, or I don't worry about it if it's not a grocery day and I'm about to make a new recipe. I had some kale that needed to be used up. By the way, these kitchen scissors are from Dollar Tree. I really like them, $1.25. And I'm like, hey, when they wear out and they're not as sharp, I'll just go buy another pair for $1.25. No big deal. So I'm adding all of the kale I have, and then I put a little bit of frozen spinach in it as well. And I really liked the combination. Kale is so good in soups because it really holds up. Here is what it looked like all done. And then I'm going to serve it up, and you put your own cheese on top. And this tasted so good. 2 of my daughters ate it, and that's only because a third was asleep and a fourth was not home. If you're not low carb, this would be great with garbanzo beans. That's what nunug has in it, which is an Armenian soup. It was super close to that. So then I'm putting reduced fat cheddar cheese, and I'm also going to add a little bit of reduced fat mozzarella, which I love. And it gets all melty on the top. Super yummy. If you do try it, I would love to know. This is definitely going to be on our list of regular soups.
I hope this video at least showed you that if you have chores you hate to do, you're not alone, because I did not like doing that floor. I did not like ironing that curtain, but I did it. And then I spent the rest of the day kind of enjoying myself. So I hope this gives you, the cooking classes, some encouragement and motivation as always, or maybe even a little bit of relaxation while you watch me. I also wanted to give you a little channel update. I'm going to experiment with uploading on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we're going to see how that works. I'm tweaking in my head the time. Could I do 6 a.m.? I would love to do 6 a.m. and then whatever time works for you would probably work with that schedule. We'll see. It won't be 6 a.m. on this Sunday because that's tomorrow. So I'll tweak out tomorrow. Tomorrow's just going to be whatever I can do, and I'll let you know on the community page if for some reason I didn't get an upload. But I am going to start filming it as soon as I get done here, or as soon as I get this one uploaded. Anyway, I just wanted to give you that. So I guess we'll say it starts this Wednesday. Wednesday, 6 a.m., Friday, 6 a.m., following Sunday, 6 a.m. I'll give you a video either Sunday, tomorrow, or the day after, depending on how things go. I'll try to update you in the community page. So remember, as always, that God loves you. Oh, and thank you so much for all of your help, for all of the comments. I love reading through the comment section. So very encouraging. Remember, as always, God loves you, and I love you too, and I can't wait to see you next time.